Hello, YouTube friends. This is Major with Major Hunting. Hey guys, we're gonna go into some splits today, check them out, and I'm going to feed them some sugar water that I do and let you see how I do that. And I'm gonna go through as many as I can this morning. First split right here that we're gonna look at today. Got a little smoke here, giving them a little smoke in front. And we're gonna go in and look around. Look here. Adjust the camera there a little bit for you. No cameraman today. Cameraman's at school. So we're on our own today. This is a young split. I just want to see how far along they've gotten. See if they have a queen yet. If it doesn't have a queen, then we're going to have to change gears a little bit. They're pulling some of the foundation out. As you can see there, they're pulling a little piece of the foundation out. Still plenty of bees. This frame here is mainly pollen. On the other side here, they've got a lot of pollen in there. No eggs. Oh, I see a queen though. Well, there's the queen. So we do have a queen. She just might not be laying yet. Pretty good size. Me point her out to you just in case some of you can't see that. Right there she is. See her crawling? Let me see if I can get a little closer here. There she goes right there. So yay, this split has a queen. And now I see eggs on this side now. She's still going right there. Not sure you can see it with the bees, but there's eggs in here. I want to keep my eye on her. She's there again. I just want to make sure, trying to show you guys these eggs, that she don't fly away or something. But if you can look in here, you should see, looks a little shiny down in there where they've got bee food on it. So we'll put her back in the box. And we'll put some food on them. And in a couple more weeks, they'll be ready to rock and roll. And I'll move them to my other yard. I have a little bit of video that I'll put up soon on my other yard. A lot of work we done cutting trees, and so maybe I'll get a chance to put that video up for everyone. Now, you've all seen my high top feeders, okay? This is one style I have. I have a couple styles. And I mix up my food in 5-gallon buckets is the way I do it. I just put the sugar, I run warm tap water and mix the sugar in with it. And you can use a Honeybee Healthy, or you can use a mixture of essential oils that we use. Some of the Pro Health that you can buy does have essential oils in it. You can find recipes online for it, but or you can just go and order it from a bee supply, some Honeybee Healthy. I also add some vitamins, like daily vitamins, like regular one-a-days that you might would take. I can, I've done those, and I will buy livestock vitamins, that you would feed cattle or something. And I'll put a little bit of that in the water too as well, to give them some vitamins, just in case they're not getting the vitamins they need from some of the pollen. I'll feed that early in the year, and it gives them a good jump start. And I'm gonna run up here and get a bucket and put some in here, and we're gonna move on to the next one. And you can put as much as you like in here, depending on how your honey flow is, if it's started yet. If you got a lot of new foundation, they will pull the foundation out faster. And definitely a new split, they're young, getting started, got new foundation. If you didn't have any to put in there that was already pulled out from maybe your previous year or something, then you want to feed them pretty heavy, because that will give them a good head start. We're going to move to the next one and see if we've got a queen in here. Now, this is one of my other style feeders that I have. You can see it's a little different. It has a pan inside of it. Okay. Now, these guys look pretty good too. They have quite a bit of bees in here. So we're going to give these guys a little smoke and give them a... Now, these are new splits. This was done at, this was the second phase of splits that I done. We've already inspected some of my first initial splits. They all have queens, and they have already been moved to my other yard. And I'm waiting on this second phase to get queen queen wire, meaning that they have a laying queen. And then I will move them to my other yard. And I only keep 7 to 10 here at my house. And the rest of them I put at the other yard. This is a pulled out frame that I had from last year that I used. You can see they're cleaning it up. It's looking pretty good. No eggs. Give them a little shot of smoke here. We'll pull the next frame out and see what we got going on here. It's another frame that I had partially pulled out. You can see, looks like they attempted to do some type of queen cell here, but there's nothing in it, so I'm just going to take it off. Well, I see new eggs, so let's see if we can find the queen on this one. I do not see her on this frame. A lot of times I'll pull them out on these new splits like this, and if I see a frame that has 1 day old eggs in it like this, a lot of times the queen's on the same frame. Now, I want to try to let you guys see these eggs. So let's see if we can get a close-up here so you can see the little bitty rice there. And then some of them up here are laid down. They're a little bit bigger. And then even here, there's some larvae up here that's even bigger. You can see some of the bigger larvae there. So, that's nice. We have a queen here too. Now, I'm not going to interrupt the queen because, or go any further into the box, I mean. Because, why? Because we have evidence of 1 day old eggs. So we know that our queen looks like was probably laying eggs today already, or late yesterday. So we are going to put this frame back in here, and we're gonna important, as I've always said, maintain your bee space. Make sure you get a finger on each side. Get these frames pushed together tight, okay? We're going to put the feeder back on it. And we have another queen right box. Now we got some rain coming up. I will probably wait till next week or so, give them another week here to when the weather straightens out, and then I'll move them. Now, being that they still got a lot of foundation to pull out, I fill her up, and they'll actually probably have all that. They're pulling so much foundation out right now, and they will have that gone in probably a couple of days or less. Sometimes of the year I have put that much in there and it'd be gone the next day. Alright, I have another. We're going to move on down to our next young split, which is here. Okay, so we're going to see what we got going on. Now, some I don't really expect, you know, I have a pretty good success rate with doing my splits, but I never expect all of them to have queens. You know, they sometimes if they get a queen, she'll go out to mate and don't make her way back to the box for whatever reason. She might get, you know, ate by something, or, you know, it's, you know, this time of year we have some sudden rainstorms and so forth. So that she could get caught in a rainstorm. Here's, it was a new piece of foundation that you can see they're pulling it out. Working on this one as well. See if I see any eggs in here. Got to get over to the light, to the sun. Do not see any eggs in here, this frame. Still quite a few bees left. Now, if you remember the way I do splits, I do at least 3 to frames full of bees and some cat brood if I can get it, and make sure they have pollen to use. I don't see any eggs yet on this one either. No eggs. Alright. We ain't got far to go. can see the different drones that we have in here. See, like right there's a dark one. Then we got some light ones over here. They have a couple of queen cups over here, queen cells. Trying to see if there's larvae in them. Now, a lot of times when these do have a larva in them. Give you a little bit better look. These a little bit smaller queen cups here, queen cells. Now, a lot of times I've noticed what will happen will be the queen will make it back from a mating flight, and she'll lay a few eggs. She takes multiple flights and she don't make it back from her next flight, and so they use eggs that she's already put in there, and then they'll pull it out to make them another queen. So that's what looks like's going on here. Still plenty of bees. They're in the process of trying to make them another queen. One thing that I could do just to guarantee that, and I may do that, is I can go into my other box, one of my other boxes, and pull out some more eggs to put in here. And that way, just in case the egg or the queen cell that they've started, if something happens and it doesn't go well, then they'll still be able to recover. This is my 8-frame swarm here that we done a video on it not long ago. You can see what they got going on. We know we have a queen, and just looking, you know, they got a good 3 frames right here in the brood chamber. Now, and they got these other frames to pull out. Now I'm gonna feed them good too, and they will pull that foundation out a lot faster. I'm gonna put these guys back together right here. Well, I'm on my main line here, sort of the second part to the feeding and inspection. I did the other ones on the other side of the sugar shack here. Going down, looking at my main line here. Box is really active. Here's some of my other splits that are over here. These here on the end are working on queens here. Those 2 on that end, the 2 on this end have queens. But I wanted them to build up a little bit more. Put a second box on this one, same as I did. I may keep this one here, I haven't decided yet, so. And I have a little bit of a video where I went to my other bee yard. This is one of the original splits, and I took 4 more over to the other yard, and I put second boxes on them. So we'll give them a chance to build up. Now this is a double 8 that I have right here with the super on it, and I'm curious to how they're going with this, so we're going to take a look at it here and see. I'm using a little tripod. I hope that helps, but I'm gonna take a look and see what their progression is with the super. It's probably been on there a week or so, maybe a little bit longer. This guy's a little smoke. They got some up here in the feeder, you can see. They've definitely moved up to work in the super. So let's see how much they pulled out. Yeah. So you can see they're definitely pulling it out. I can see more bees over in the center. So let's see if what they're doing, if they brought any nectar in. Now, oh yeah, right here's some on the next one. Look at that, see the nectar in there? They're already bringing honey in, or nectar in to turn to honey, I should say. So let's just pull out a few more frames here and see what they got going on. Yeah, I can already tell these guys are getting a little agitated because I'm messing with their food. Look at there, this frame is, now that's almost ready to cap. See how it's almost to the top of the cell? We're going to do one more. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a little heavy already. But you can see all the way across here. We got a little bit of pollen down here on the end. See what the other side looks like. Oh yeah. See here? See how they're starting to cap some of it? It's looking good. And the other frames, see, they typically work for what I've always called the brood chamber, but they do the It's not the brood chamber in the super because it's where they're putting their stores, but they usually start from the center and work their way out. My camera's black, and for some reason bees don't really, well, they don't like black because that's their native predator, the black bear. So they have a tendency to go after my camera. But I'm just gonna show you one more frame here closer to the center. And you can see how they have some more cap there, and the honey goes all the way down. It's beyond nectar now because it's so close to the top, and they're getting ready to cap it. So we're gonna put this back together. So that gives us a good idea that these guys are rocking and rolling. Now, you've seen how much nectar and honey that was in there. This is mid-April, okay? So my bees are already producing me some major honey. Well, they have a lot of bees in here, that's for sure. Now this super's been on longer than the other one because I put it on to deterrent swarming. And wow, you can see there, they're putting the honey away. You can see it's already capped down almost to the bottom. I see a little bit of pollen there, but they'll eat that and move it out of the way, and eventually all this will be capped honey. See what the other side looks like. Oh yeah. And the other frame beside of it looks the same way. Remember bee space. That frame over here looks like that as well. I could probably give this another week or so and it will be completely capped off, and I could extract that honey. We'll give it another week and see about it. And this was a box that had wintered, but I had it on 3 boxes. So as it started come January, when I had a nice day, I looked at them and they had ate their stores in the top box. All right, so I took it off. All right, and then I gave them a couple more weeks and they had ate the other box, and I took it off and put them back to a single box so they could, same thing, but you got to reduce the space. When you look and you see that they've ate their stores after the winter, and you want to reduce that space, so you're still going to have some cool nights, so you want to reduce the space so they can have enough bees to keep each other warm. Getting ready to start working on pulling it out. Now, I want to show you the one right beside of it. This was a plastic frame, and you can see they've started pulling it out. And I see a lot of nectar up here at the top. A lot of pollen on this frame, and I see some nectar on the end. They're getting it close to being capped off. See some eggs on this side. See the other side. A lot of bees on there working. Now, this box looks pretty good. Still not quite ready for a super yet. But see the frame there, they're still pulling out. Now you look down in the bottom, see the bees are really covered down there, so it looks pretty good. Now I'll give these guys some feed and they'll pull this stuff out faster. So they're working on that one. There's a drone coming out. See it right there? See, it's got its head sticking out. Alright, so that's why sometimes it's good to, if you don't see a good laying pattern or the eggs that you really want to see, you need to further investigate and see where you're at. Now see, there's cat brood here, okay? So, but that don't really tell me much. That tells me that, you know, 8-9 days ago, they was a queen. I'm looking for eggs. That's what I want to see. Okay, here we go. Something happened to the queen. Look, queen cell. Queen cell down here. Queen cell. You can probably see what it looks like down inside of it. Get that bee off of it. See the bee bread, the royal jelly down in there. And that one's already capped. This one down here is almost capped. And down here's another one, smaller one. Alright. So what's that tell us, guys? We do have capped brood, but no eggs, and we have queen cells. Okay? Now, I'm going to tell you what I think it is. I think something happened to the queen. And whatever it may be, a lot of times they'll supersede the queen if they don't like the way she's laying. And they'll get rid of her. And they'll make them another queen. I see plenty of bees. A lot of pollen and stuff, because see, they'll still continue to bring in pollen and nectar. But there's no eggs. So that makes perfect sense now that I've seen that. See, this is dry as a bone. We got a little bit of pollen on it. Pollen on this side. We got some more drones hatching here, which that's great. No problem. See, this one's coming out. Right there's one scratching. Right there's one. Okay, so I don't need to go any further. You know, there was multiple queen cells on that, but right now I'm working on getting all of my previous splits queen right. Now, if there was a queen in here, I'd be concerned about it. But I'm confident that we've had a queen event. Something happened to the queen. They didn't like her, so they're replacing her. Now, if I had a queen, meaning if I had 1 day old eggs, then I might consider doing a split, or cut those queen cells out and use them in a split. Call a friend and see if they need a queen cell. Maybe they want to do a split, or maybe they've got a hive that they want to requeen or something, and they want one of my queens. Then I'll cut it out for them and come and get it. And I don't know the actual factual time. You know, I don't know, but they will. But you can cut a queen cell and get a couple hours out of it. So if you're have a friend or somebody that's within a couple hours, they can come and get the queen cell and use it at their yard. So, but that's it for today, guys. This is Major with Major Honey. I appreciate you. Hope you like and share and subscribe. Let us know if I can do anything for you. Any kind of videos that you might want, something particular. If you have a question, feel free to leave it in the comments. God bless. Y'all have a wonderful day. Thanks.